What's up, people? Welcome to another edition of the New Breed Podcast, the world's best music podcast, talking about everything brutal, new, death, hard, slam, grind, thrash, core, metal. I am one half of your hosting duo, Jay Horskow. With me, I have my partner in crime, the notorious Tim Anderson Jr. Tim, how's it going?
Great. Fucking freezing.
And you're dreading this episode.
I actually want to get it over with.
So, it's the end of the year. What episode is this? It's everybody's favorite episode. It's the best albums of the year. And the reason why I joke and Tim is dreading it is because Tim and I have been going back and forth now for about a week. Last week, you heard our episode with Adam and Josh where we talked about the 3 offbeat albums we suggested to one another. This is the full-on best of 2022. And the more we stared at our list, the more we wanted to make changes. It's a fair statement, Tim?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the more we were looking at it, the more you're wondering, wait a minute, what about this? And what about this? What about that? And then we just did that episode with Josh and Adam where I went back and questioned everything. And it's like, oh, shit, I don't have the time to go through this again.
It's been rough.
All right, so let's dive in. So, Tim, we're going to start with, before we go into our top 10 albums and all the other categories we've identified, let's talk about EPs, singles, 2-song samplers. What's the stuff that stood out for you this year?
You want to start with singles?
Well, singles, I did it in one big bulk. So singles, EPs, samplers. What do you got?
All right. Singles. Let's see here. Professional Murder Music with Please. They also put another single out called All Comes Down. That was great, but I liked Please way better. Snuffed on Sight with Dummy. That is dumb hard. Is that what people say?
Ridiculous. What do they call themselves? Dummy death? Yeah.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's stupid fucking hard. I remember when I first heard that, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, yeah. Serration with Joy of Creation. Best metalcore band out right now. I don't care what anyone says. That band shreds.
That was a split, right?
Yeah, but it was a one song each.
It was a 1-and-1, yeah.
So I said, fuck it. That's a single to me. Dying Fetus, Compulsion for Cruelty. That is just a monster fucking song.
I can't wait. We'll talk about 2023 albums. That's one of them I'm really waiting on.
2 more. 200 Stab Wounds, Masters of Morbidity. Great fucking band. And probably my favorite single, actually, is Left to Vanish with Leave Me Be. Great fucking song. Yeah, great fucking song. Great band. Just something about the lyrics in that song I fucking love. So, and the song rips. So that's it for me for singles. There wasn't really too many singles that caught me, but they're my 7.
What do you have for splits or EPs?
EPs. Foreign Hands with Bleed the Dream.
Yo, they want to talk about another band that deserves all the credit they're getting. They carry that early middle aughts metalcore sound that Seven Angels Seven Plagues stuff. They do it right.
Yeah, I think didn't they put out another EP like not too long ago, like 2 songs or something?
Yeah, they did, because they just signed to somebody and re-released it, so they did put out like a couple songs, yes.
Yeah, I think they went in the studio with Putney, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but we'll add that on there too, because I remember that being really good. Graphic Nature with New Skin. Band out of the UK, really good stuff. If you like the new metalcore stuff, there you go. Great shit. Chamber, Carved in Stone, great EP.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save my favorite 2 for last. Cruelty and Terminal Nation split. That was great. Cruelty is one of them bands I talked about before that I didn't really give them a chance, and then I finally did in the summer, and fucking love everything they've put out so far.
It is so ridiculously heavy. It's kind of humorous, right? Like Japan, it's really kind of humorous. Yeah.
Yeah, out of Japan. Yeah, their live sets that I've seen on YouTube are awesome. Great fucking band. World of Pleasure with End Friends. That caught me by surprise. That's a great EP. That's members of Serration, right?
Yes, and Jess from Mortality Rate.
That's right. Anberlin with Silverline. Anberlin's an old like pop punk band that kind of went like more like post rockish. Great fucking EP, man. I couldn't stop listening to that one. Worm with Blue Nothing just came out not too long ago.
Yo, that is really good. Looking forward to them playing Decibel in April.
Nice. This one came out of nowhere last week. Band out of New Jersey, hardcore band called Bayway NJ. EP's called World of Bayway. You know, if you like 98 fucking E-Town Concrete and Fury of 5 and shit like that with a really poppy snare. Give that a listen. That's one of my favorite EPs of the year. A Sky So Black with Autumn in the Water. I don't know too much about them. I just found them. Really good stuff. The new Crosses EP. Amazing.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them to do another full length because I loved the album that they did. I loved every single they've done since, but it sounds like they're maturing sound wise.
Yeah, yeah.
Really leaning into that, really leaning into that, I guess, Depeche Mode, for lack of a better comparison. They're really leaning into that sound, and it sounds really good.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Chino, man. He's just a great vocalist. My favorite EPs of the year, Drowner with Holding On to Life. Every fucking song on there is great, catchy.
Yeah.
Really good new metal stuff, man. Out of where are they out of Portland?
Yes.
Yeah, we had them on. Go check their episode out. And my favorite EP of the year is Void of Vision with Chronicles 2. That EP, man.
Really?
I love that fucking EP. Every song on there is great. They're out of Australia. I think that's UNFD, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that EP, man. They put out a three EPs. It's like 1, 2, 3, the Chronicles, and the second one, man. The third one is like all electronic, but the first and second one are just I don't know. I guess it's metalcore, but
I don't know. They're metal. Is it metalcore? Is it industrial? Is it new revival? They cover so many different genres that it's kind of hard to nail it down.
yeah, just like really unique vocals, just heavy as shit. It's got the gent parts in it. Just the singing parts are great. It's seriously go listen to that EP. It's really fucking good, man. There was a lot of good EPs this year, but these are the ones. These are the ones that stuck out for me. These 12. That's it for me.
I mixed everything in. So 2 songs, singles, EPs. The new Liturgy EP was really fucking heavy. They're playing that something Subterranean Dissonance Fest in Philly with Piran, John From, Imperial Triumphant, Cognitive, Kaunashi, a whole bunch of different bands, but very much the weird stuff in that vein. Sunrot is on that show, so I'm definitely going to check that out. The new Cauldron 2-song EP.
I forgot about
those
that.
guys.
Forgot about that. Yeah.
The Kubla Khan EP is great.
Okay.
You're going to kill yourself for forgetting this one. The End and Cult Leader split.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, I miss Cult Leader. Anthony's voice is just dark. And the End is, I know Counterparts is good and Fit for an Autopsy and all that, and all the other bands those guys playing. If they did this full time, it would be absolutely huge. It would be absolutely huge.
Oh, dude, a single I forgot. The new Compromise single. Members of
I haven't heard that.
Members of Seven Angels, Seven Plagues. So Compromise is the band that fucking that got in the accident.
Yeah, they got in the accident, right?
Yeah, that's Jesse from fuck, why am I forgetting this band?
So Misery Signals.
Yeah, one of my favorite bands ever, Misery Signals. They put out a new single. If you like Shai Hulud, yeah, go grab that single. I think it's called like Paralon or something. So it begins with a P. I totally forgot to write it down, but that is an amazing song, man.
I will definitely check that out. Last 2 on my list was A Knife in the Dark, the straight edge band from, I think they're from the Carolinas.
Yeah,
they're actually coming through. They're coming through with Domain, but they're playing Media. I don't want to go out to fucking Media. And last but not least, shout out to Hunter Young, Weeping from North Jersey. It's a weird sort of, I shouldn't say weird. It's a mix of like Nails, power violence with slammy death metal.
Yeah, it's good. I forgot about that one.
I really dig it. So yeah.
Speaking of weeping, there's a band called Weeping Wound that's really good too. I forgot about them.
Yes. Somehow I pinned that on my Spotify account and I can't figure out how to unpin it. But yeah, there was a lot of good singles. I'm sure we probably have forgot a whole shit ton. But that's just a sample for all of our audience, all of our listeners and viewers of some of the stuff that we were checking out this year. So now, Tim, let's dive in. So let's go with the bottom 5 of your list, best albums of 2022. And we'll go back and forth. We'll bounce it back and forth. You do one, I do one.
All right, here you go. Number 10 for me is Decapitated with Cancer Culture.
I forgot that even came out, but yeah, it's good.
To me, this is a return to form. Not an exact and like definite return to form, but every fucking song is just a fucking arsenal of blasting. and just Vogg's riffing, man. He's one of the best guitar players in extreme metal. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Is he the one playing with Machine Head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dude writes amazing riffs. They're just like, when I listen to him play, I'm just like the groove is just like, it's unstoppable shit, dude. Like, he would have been good for that Pantera reunion.
Yeah.
Like, he
Yeah, he
would
could
have
have pulled it
fucking
off.
nailed them songs. Like, he reminds me of Dimebag without the like solos and like the southern flair. He just has that groove, man, that
Mhm.
just catches you. Like when you listen to Pantera, you're gonna say the guitar is the best part of that band, right?
Yeah. 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 The way the guitar, honestly, it's the Abbott brothers, the guitar and the drums.
Yeah, it's just, and it's funny because Decapitated, it used to be him and his brother on drums.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird. It's funny like that. I mean, it sucks that he died and stuff, but like, or he either died or he's paralyzed. One, I think he died in a bus accident on their tour.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Vaguely. I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
But them two
Tragic,
together,
regardless.
yeah, them two together on record was one of the best things ever in death metal. Like in the 90s, one of the best death metal bands ever. The new record, seriously, if you're a fan of that band and you've been sleeping on them, get this one, because this one it's like I said, it's a return to form for me.
All right. So number 10 for me, and for me, it was really, really hard to do this top 10. So what I did is I went to the 10 albums I listened to most this year.
Yeah.
And number 10 for me was a late entry, We're Not Here to Be Loved by Fleshwater. I was totally sideswiped by this grunge revival that's going on right now, this neo grunge sort of sound. This, and I think it's Sunbather. I think Sunbather's one of the bands, and Soul Blind and Narrowhead. And I went back to this album so many times since it came out, because I remember you saying, Jay, you gotta listen, you gotta listen, you gotta listen. I'll get to it. And I listened to it, then I listened to something else, and I went back to it, and I went back to it again, and I went back to it again. And it's a fantastic route. It's just a fantastic record. If you like grunge, if you like that late 90s rock sound before Disturbed took it over and before grunge died and new metal came up, this is right in your wheelhouse. It really, really, really is good.
Let me just intervene again. Number 9 is Fleshwater. We're Not Here to Be Loved. That's also on my list. That record, man, that opening track is fucking beautiful.
What do you think the best song on the album is?
The opener. That is a fucking beautiful track, man. Just the swirling guitars and the fucking lushness of it. Oh man, dude.
I would say it is track, I think it's 3 or 4.
Oh, yeah.
Woohoo.
Woohoo. Oh, Woohoo's great, yeah.
Yeah. The one that starts it's up speed.
Yeah. Every song on that record's good. The cover, the cover they did of is it, how do you say that? Bjork,
yeah.
Great cover. I've never really heard her, or it's a female, but
yeah,
right?
And she's really, really unique.
Yeah, I've never heard her per se, but that cover was great. I didn't know it was a cover at first, and then I was looking through the liner notes of it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I did actually check that one song out, but I didn't check out any of the rest. But phenomenal fucking record, man. Like Jay said, if you're into that new wave of that alternative grunge, I mean, people are calling it a new metal record. It's not a new metal record.
No, it's got way more Soundgarden than it has Korn or Deftones.
Yeah. Members of Vane. So if you like Vane, go check it out. That phenomenal fucking record. I was really looking forward to it. It came out of nowhere. It's funny because I got that in my inbox and I was like, whoa, what is this? I thought it was a single and it was the entire record. And I was I fucking broke my mouse to hit that shit.
That's awesome. Okay, so that was your number 9. My number 9 is Trevor Something, The Death of. So this was supposed to be his last album, and he's still putting stuff out. For those that haven't heard Trevor Something, he's I would call him electronic artist. Yeah. Kind of shoegazy, kind of not. This album is the sound of a relationship falling apart. Definitely. And it's really the sound of a breakup happening recorded to music. His voice is just eerily haunting, and it's a very slow, more melancholy type album. And then the one he did after this, which was I forget the name, is totally bonkers and more electronic.
He put out another one this year.
Yeah, it was called Wait a
What the
Minute. I will.
fuck?
I mean, when these guys are prolific, they're prolific. Like Christ, of like the body. The second thing he put out this year was called "Bury Me in My Loneliness." It was a 3-song EP in September, and it was a little bit more electronic. But yeah, if you like electronic music, if you like the down tempo stuff, chill wave, any type of that, Dram Majesty, any of that stuff, check out Trevor Something. He is amazingly talented, amazing.
Yeah, if you like that dream pop sound that's coming out, not really
Yes.
dream pop, but that's what people are calling it. Yeah, it's really good. It's like there's a big wave of that stuff coming. That's been coming, and yeah, it's a near miss for me, but that's a great record.
So what do you have next, Tim?
Number 9, this is the best metal record of the year. Not my top record of the year, just the best metal record of the year. Is Hath with All That Was Promised. Dude,
Mm.
the soundscapes in that record, man. Holy fuck. Like like
You know what? I don't
the
think I got
death
the
metal
right-
that people are used to is just like, the fucking Corpse and the Morbid Angel and all that shit, the suffocation. That's very technical shit. This stuff is technical as hell, but it is just lathered with fucking the soundscapes and the ambience, and oh my god, dude, it's a perfect fucking record. I mean, it does
Okay.
not get more fucking satisfying than hearing that kind of shit laid on tape like that. And the great part is they're out of New Jersey. Dudes one AJ played in Cognitive.
Yeah.
AJ
Yeah, I
is
know.
a
It was
fucking
on
phenomenal drummer,
it
dude.
was on Rob Morton's best 10 this year. Him and I were chatting about it when he came over. Yeah.
Yeah, so it came out on Willow Tip. Willow Tip puts out some of the best metal records
They're
all the time, dude.
sneaky good as a label. I remember Tim,
Yeah,
you remember back in the day, they were the band, they were the label that found Arsis.
yeah.
They were the label that found, I think, Ulcerate started out on Willow Tip, I think.
Another amazing band.
Their Willow Tip is like $20 spin, Comatose Music, Unique Leader, where they find these bands that if it's back in the old days, right, where you and I used to go to the CD shop and you'd see a record label on something and okay, well, I should check that out because I like most of their catalog. Willow Tip is one of those bands, one of those labels where I'll give it a listen if it's on there. Same thing goes with, I like that brutal death metal where it's all gutturals and stuff. Anything on Comatose Music, I will give a listen to at least once or twice because I'm just morbidly curious. Maggot Stomp.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. DeBure Morty puts out really fucking good shit. So, yeah, I mean, there's so many fucking good. See, death metal has come to a point where, like, you can't put out a record that just sounds like fucking Morbid Angel anymore because it gets really fucking stagnant to me.
Yes.
It's like I'm gonna name another record after this, and I'm gonna explain. I'll go back to it when I go to the other record I have on this list, but it's in the same vein as that. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my number 8 is Local Hometown Heroes, Gloves Off, Life and Everything After. I did not realize I listened to this album as much as I did until I went back and looked, and my last FM report was way, way up there. For those that don't know, they're a Philly locality band. We've had Ethan on, we've had Cody on a couple times. Cody is, for a dude who looks like a linebacker, he's just the nicest guy. This is straight up mid-aughts metalcore. And they did an EP, which was called Life, and then they did the album, which is Life and Everything After. So it's 10 songs. Go to the Conqueror Room. Go to this Conqueror Worm. Have another vodka, Jay. And some other stuff. I really, really like what they do. It's not flashy. There's no harmonics or pinch squeals or anything to fill the space. Yeah. It's just a real fucking heavy record. His vocals. His vocals are absolutely vicious, and they pull it off live.
Yeah. Cody, one of the nicest fucking dudes ever. You're 100% right. Every time I see him, I fucking laugh so much. He's fucking great. Best band around here, honestly. In that scene, they are the best band around here. You have that 100% correct.
Yeah.
Like you said, all killer, no filler.
Yes.
Just humbling live. They fucking humble live. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to what they do. Cody just put out a pop punk band. A single. His band, The Great American Typewriter. If you like pop punk, really good stuff. He sings on that as well. But
I
yeah,
gotta check that out. I hadn't listened to it. I can't picture him doing pop punk, but I know he's a huge fan.
kills it,
So
man. He nails it, dude.
Great American Typewriter.
Yeah, the Great American Typewriter. I forgot what the
Okay.
song's called, but you'll find it on there. But yeah, great band, great dudes. Fucking Ethan's pretty funny to himself, so you know, the whole scene around here it was pretty big for a couple of years. It's starting to die down a little bit, but they're the best band in this scene, in my
I
opinion.
think so. I think so, hands down. So what do you got next, Tim? What's your number? What are we down to? We're down to number 7.
My number 7 is Soft Kill with Canary Yellow.
This made your top 10, huh?
Yeah, dude. I listened to it so this morning when I was going through my list. I'm like, man, I gotta listen to this Soft Kill again. As soon as I put it on and got through like 3 tracks, I was like, yeah, best of. It's a lot softer than Dead Kids. It has a lot more of the acousticy parts and the softer parts, but it's just as well written. That dude is a fucking genius when it comes to this stuff.
He is, and I can say that after seeing him live, they were absolutely amazing. They just put on a wonderful show. Like, what do they call it? Sadcore. I think they call their music sadcore, but they're tight as musicians, and this is one of those albums that I put on, and Kim comes out of the room and says, "Hey, what is this?
Yeah,
I like this. What is this?" Very, very talented. I hope they get to do like a national tour, because I don't think they've done a full US. The last time they were supposed to go out with, my God, before the lockdown, I think it was Vane and Hangman and a bunch of other bands and Higher Power.
That's right.
And they ended up having to drop off, but I really hope they get to go out and tour, because man, I would love to see them live in one of the venues around here. They're really fun.
Yeah, their last record, Dead Kids, R.I.P. City, is in my top 20 records of all time. That is a
really good.
It's really masterpiece
good.
Record.
What label are they on again, Tim? Is it close? It's not Closed Casket, is it?
No, Closed Casket is Fleshwater. You're thinking of.
What? Wait a minute, I've got it right here. It is off of.
Is it Run for Cover? Maybe.
It doesn't say. It doesn't say on Bandcamp, so I don't know.
Here, let me look in my Apple Music, because they always have.
Pull up Apple Music.
Yeah, but this band, man, like, even their old stuff is really good, but they really hit their stride on fucking Dead Kids, in my opinion, man. That record is, I can't say enough good things about that record.
Would you say, Tim,
Circle they were one of the Social Records?
That's it. Would you say they're one of the first bands to bring this sort of neo grunge sound back? Would you say
one of them?
Yeah. One of the earlier bands?
Yes, okay. Absolutely. Because a lot of hardcore kids started doing that. Like 100th started doing that.
Mm-hmm.
That's a phenomenal record too. That record they went to, really poppy. I love that shit. But Soft Kill, it just has a fucking place, dude, for me. Like, I don't know what it is, but his songwriting is fucking just phenomenal, dude.
No, I don't blame you. It's really good. It's really, really good. All right, so what do I got? So number 7 for me. This is not gonna be a surprise to anybody who's ever followed this show. Connecticut's Own Boundaries with Burying Brightness.
Oh yeah.
I think this album is fucking amazing. I actually went and bought a physical copy because I wanted to read the lyrics. I have the last couple vinyls up in a box. I don't even have a fucking turntable. I think when the bassist left, I got kind of nervous, because sometimes, they've had some up and down memberships and changes and whatnot. Now this is the tightest this band has ever been. We just talked about seeing them with Orthodox and Varials. They sound fantastic. There's you can tell he's working some shit out, but it's not the same pace every single song. There's fluctuations in tempo, there's fluctuations in groove, and they were so amazingly tight live. I mean, you figure they can pull from Burying Brightness, My Body in Bloom. They can pull from the last full length, I forget what it calls, Your Receding Warp. They Hartford County Misery. Like, they have a body of work now that they can pull shit out of. And they're amazing live. I really want to get Matt on the show to chat. We talked to him on your old show. But yeah, if you like metalcore, if you like hardcore with a little bit of an aggressive edge to it, or even metal that's not so like wankery, definitely check out this Boundaries album. It's fucking amazing.
Dude, it's a devastating record. I listened to it a few times. There's parts of it that I think go to odd places that don't really flow with me personally, but it is a devastating record, dude. You could feel the angst in that shit. Like there's not a lot of
Mhm.
bands that can make the listener feel like what's coming out of that. That's
Yeah.
hard to do, man.
Yeah.
And it's a great record. It's a near miss for me. I'm going to tell you the truth. Just for
And
the parts that that don't really catch me, but some of them, some of them interlude parts, man, are just, oh my god,
and
dude.
they, if you look at the last two albums, they have mastered that final song, slower, heavy closer.
Yeah,
The last two albums, it was actually going back to My Body in Bloom is the EP. The EP, Your Receding Warmth, and then this one, they know how to close an album,
yeah,
which is, with people with limited attention spans, they'll miss that. But if you give this album a fucking chance, it is amazing. It is
yeah.
amazing. It really,
Very,
really is.
very good record. But yeah, like I said, it's a devastating listen. So
It's fantastic. All right, Tim. So what do you got for rounding out our first chunk of five?
let's go back to the death metal talk.
Okay.
So and I'm gonna this was my second favorite metal record of the year. It's White Word with False Light. I listened to it again today on my monitors before we started, and it's just, I'm gonna use that word again. It is fucking devastating. Like just I don't, dude. Like I don't know how much the Ukraine war thing has to do with like the writing and that stuff, because to me it's just like, I think it was recorded and put out like even way before that shit started. So I'm not going to attribute the ghostly
But
just,
to your point, like where you're going with this is there is a lot of bleakness that comes out of that Eastern European stuff.
yes, this is haunting shit, man. Like the saxophone in there is just, man, like it gives you chills when you listen to it, man.
Yeah,
It's a
good.
journey record. Like it puts you on a journey. It makes you think. It fucking scares you at times how fucking just ghostly and fucking bleak and shit. Oh man, dude. I was blown away.
It's
Blown
definitely
away
dark.
by this record.
It's definitely dark. You've had before Rivers of Nile as one of your favorite picks. It's in that vein.
Yep.
Just really, really bleak. Bleak is the best adjective I can think to describe it.
Yeah, I sent you that video before we started, and just like they start out and it's just blast beating the shit out of that fucking audience, and it's just devil music, dude. Like, I mean, it's that post black metal stuff, and I don't really like to call stuff post black metal. I think black metal just gets, like every
Well, when I hear
genre.
post black metal, I just say, okay, so it's black metal that's not recorded on a fucking cassette deck in somebody's like car stereo,
Yeah. It's black metal that's not overproduced. It's got just the right amount of production on it, and it's very, very sinister, man. That's a good word for it. It's very sinister.
Good.
It's
very good.
Yeah, very fucking good. We talked about it on the top three, or the three records thing we did. So there it comes again.
So rounding out my initial five is Rochester's Undeath. It's Time to Rise from the Grave. So I saw this band 3 times this year, which may or may not have something to do with them being on the list.
More than likely.
I saw them open for Fetus. I saw them in Psycho Las Vegas, and I just saw the co-headliner with 200 Stab Wounds. And they're just a fun metal band. And we talked about this with Adam and Josh and Mike White. The fact that they don't take themselves so uber seriously makes it that much more enjoyable. And it's metal in the same vein of like Cannibal Corpse, where it's all thinking, the one song that always, my favorite song on the album is a song called Skin Chandelier. So it's not too super serious. The musicianship is great. As a frontman, Alex is funny to watch live. He has great banter. He played when they last played Philly. He gets up, he's like, "Hey, go Bills!" Not realizing he was in Philly, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get killed for that one." But it's a fun album. They just put out a live record. They just saw. I think they're working on another full length. Actually, when they come off tour, they're probably going to go right in the studio. So I'm looking forward to what they do next. Again, if you want Cannibal Corpse vein, Skeletal Remains vein metal, where it's no frills, it's just a fun moshy listen, check them out.
Yeah, I mean, I know how I feel about that record. It's not, don't get me wrong, it's good. It's good music. It's the writing's well. It's just not for me. I don't really care for that. I need my death metal to have some kind of substance to it. And not saying it doesn't, it's just I don't like that, like it's hard to explain why I don't like that record.
It just doesn't resonate. That's it. It just doesn't resonate. Whatever.
Yeah, I think it's just more on the boring side of death metal for me.
Okay.
But I see why they're so popular and good for them. I don't ever diss people for putting out music
Yeah,
because
it's just we're mature enough and we're old enough to realize that sometimes shit just isn't our thing. It's not
yeah,
saying it's good or bad. It's just not my thing. So speaking of not my thing, Tim, um, let's talk about some of your disappointments this year. Let's talk about stuff that came out that you were kind of bummed. It wasn't what you were expecting. It wasn't as good as you had hoped. It wasn't what you'd wanted. We kind of touched on this in the episode with Adam and Josh. Well, what's the stuff that came out this year that didn't really land for you?
I think this is on your list too. The new Meshuggah record bored me to death.
Actually, I didn't even have that on any part of my list.
Well,
But I didn't
yeah.
think that was that bad. What? It was just too repetitive for you, or
It's just too that it's like you're saying it's too long in the tooth. It's just fucking it bores me to death. Like some of their stuff, I love Obson and shit like that, but this new record, I think it's called Immutable.
yes.
It doesn't do anything for me anymore.
I mean, I didn't think it was bad, but I want my Meshuggah to be kind of fucking bananas, right? So you said
Yeah.
Obson. When I think of Meshuggah, the first album I think of is Chaosphere,
Well, yeah, that's a
right?
great record, yeah.
The stuff that was nuts and fast and all over the place, and you're like, yo, what is this I'm listening to? Immutable had some moments.
It does have moments.
The Violent Sleep of Reason had some moments, and the Ophidian was that Ophidian Trek? Was that the live album? Yeah, it was a live album. Koloss again had some moments, but for me, the longer they go on, those moments are sadly fewer and further between. If that makes any sense.
Yes, that's
and
exactly what I'm trying to say.
With Martin Hagstrom and Frederick Thorndal now back in the band, I think Frederick was the one who left for a bit. I was kind of hoping for something zany, right? Like Chaosphere. Let's be real, Tim. Chaosphere was fucking zany. That came out, and you were like, "What is this?"
That's a genre-defining record.
Yes, and do you remember this, Tim? Hatebreed tried to tour with them, tried to bring them over here, and Meshuggah ended up bailing. They couldn't get visas or whatever because Jamie was trying to take them out. And this was Hatebreed touring off of. Oh God, this was Hatebreed touring off of Satisfaction, and it would have been Meshuggah touring off of Chaosphere. Can you imagine that fucking show with the Trocadero?
Yeah.
That would have been insane. But I get where you're going. It just doesn't. It didn't wow you. What else, Tim? What else didn't wow you?
The new Slipknot record was fucking awful. I'm sorry, that record sucks.
I kind of feel like, yeah.
I feel like they purposely just put a shitter out just to get off a Roadrunner, which is cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
They might put out a new record that's a banger, but this record is a fucking snooze fest. I think Corey needs to figure out what he really wants in life. If he wants to do fucking country covers or Stone Sour, I think he really needs to figure that out because the new Slipknot is fucking garbage. I'm going to piss everybody off with this one. The new Lorna Shore record, it's good. It's not the end all be all that people are saying. It's the same mosh part every song.
Well,
it's the same gutturals at every moment song.
So
I can't.
So I like that album. I think the musicianship is amazing. I think Will Ramos's voice is amazing. I think for what they do, they're near the top of the pile. Yeah. However, like we were just talking about, sometimes it doesn't catch your ear. For what they do, it's okay for me. It's okay. I mean, my fallback of I won't go out of the way to turn it off. But I don't know if I would actively seek it out. I listened to it when it first came out, but that also came out the same day that Varials and Boundaries came out. So maybe I need to give it a second listen. But
yeah, I mean, it's good for the genre. Don't get me wrong; it's good for metal.
Absolutely. And hey, they're Jersey boys. You know, that first tour they did, they just did a tour which was sold out all over the place. God bless them. You know, props to them for getting popular and bringing all these bands with them. You know what? I'm gonna put a pin in that one. I want to go back and listen to it again.
Yeah, I mean, like I would love to interview them dudes because I find that the trajectory of how they got so big so quick is awesome, and I would love to understand that and shit. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a bad record. It's just not for me. It's not for you. It's just not as good as people are saying it is. Right. I think that there's bands before them that just did records that were better, and that's just my opinion.
You just try it more. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. So I'll do a couple of my disappointments. So we talked about this with Adam. The new I Am album. I was
Yeah.
looking for more of a metalcore. It came out more of a thrash. It was not what I was looking for. I believe we talked about on recording the new 156 Silence album. Really kind of disappointed me. I loved Irrational Pull. It was discordant, and there were rhythms all over the place. There was very much juxtapositions across multiple songs. Like the first 5 songs on that album are all completely different. This newest one just didn't land for me. It might be me. I actually tried to listen to it again earlier today, and it's not bad, but it's not what I wanted. Not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me.
That's on my list as well. So
the other disappointment for me, and this really fucking breaks my heart to say this, the newest Misery Index album.
Yep,
Just did not jump out for me. I loved the last couple. And this one, it just felt like it felt like.
But let's be honest. It was phoned in.
It felt like the musicianship was there, but they didn't push anywhere new or different. And they just did. And there are certain bands that, you know what, they make the same album nonstop. Cannibal Corpse making the same fucking album for 20 years. Nobody complains. Everybody loves Cannibal Corpse. I was looking for something a bit different. And, you know, I put them at the same tier. And Tim, let me know if this sounds crazy, but when I think about Misery Index, I put them in the same tier as bands like Dying Fetus, bands like Origin, bands like Revocation, bands like Cattle Decapitation, where they're all at that level, right? They've been around long, they've toured, they know their sweet spot. And this one just didn't land for me. And you know what? Maybe part of the problem is they did one tour. It was with them in Origin. They came nowhere near Philly. It was Dingbats, and I wasn't driving up to Clifton. And maybe if I'd seen it live, it would have stuck a little bit differently, but it just kind of fell a little flat.
Remind me later about Clifton, New Jersey when we're done recording. I'm going to talk to you about something. Anyway,
okay.
I am in the same vein on that record. It just was a huge disappointment for me. I fucking love that band. The last record was fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
That song Hammering the Nails is the shit. I love
Oh
that
my
stuff.
God. What was the other song? New Salem? Oh, holy fuck. Like when they go, they can go.
Yeah, the drummer in that band is fucking
Adam
amazing.
Jarvis, God.
Jarvis
I would have his kids.
Yeah, the last few records great. This one, I'm in the same boat. Did not stick to me at all. I honestly like rolled my eyes how mad I was that I didn't care for it, because I was really looking forward to that record.
Any other disappointments, Tim? What
I
else
got
you
a couple more. The new Bloodbath record. Fucking love Bloodbath. That record was it was like the same song every fucking song, which don't get me wrong, every Bloodbath album is pretty much like that, but this one just didn't do it for me. And I love that band. The last record ruled. The new Lamb of God, everybody jizzes over that. The new Behemoth record, really good, but there's
they
just
did a new album.
Yeah.
Oh, but wait a minute. Is this the one where they've gotten lighter and lighter and lighter? Like it's okay.
Yeah. John Wren, if you're listening, I'm sorry, buddy. I can't do it. There's something about. I'm gonna listen to it again, but yeah, no. Other than that, there wasn't really any bands that really I was disappointed with. So
good. No, I think it was a good year. I only had 3. You had 5, so that's a good year.
I could say the new Abbott record, but you're not going to get Immortal from him in that. You know what I mean?
No. So let's talk about this, Tim. We're recording this. It's mid-December. What albums did you? And this is a bucket of 2 different qualifiers. What albums did you either not get a chance to listen to, you should have listened to, but you never got a chance to listen to them, so you still have no idea? Or what albums came out that are late in the year that maybe you would have really liked, but they came out so late that you didn't have a chance to give them a lot of spins?
This is a good question here. The new Show Me the Body. Now, someone mentioned this last night, actually, and I put on a couple songs while I was folding laundry, and I was like, "Yo, this record's really pretty good, actually." I just didn't have time to listen to it.
Okay.
But what I've heard from that was really good. It's hard to describe that band. It's like rock.
Is that the dude with the banjo?
No. Yeah. It's like straight up like heavy rock stuff, but it's heavier. It's weird to explain. Like I have to listen to it again.
Okay.
Yeah, the show that record's called Trouble the Water. The new Motionless in White record, I love that band. I just didn't really get around to There's so much music came out when that came out. I just didn't have time for it. Shit, I gotta look through my list here. The new Circus Survive, I didn't have time. That actually just came out yesterday, so that might be on my list. I just didn't get a chance. Jezu put out a 2-song EP. I didn't get a chance. Um, shit, dude, the Halo Effect with all the old members of In Flames. I didn't get enough time with it, but you know what you're getting with that. Oh, dude, let's go back to EPs real quick. That Ladder to God EP that
Holy shit, that Josh
dude,
suggested? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him up. We're gonna talk to him.
Yeah, that was great.
The new Harakiri for the Sky, I didn't have time to listen to. That just came out recently though, but they're a great band. Oh man, there's so much shit. I just didn't have time for it.
So while you're looking, I'll do mine. I still haven't listened to the new Mind Force, which is probably a shame because I like that last one. I still haven't listened to Gates to Hell. I keep meaning to put it on, and I haven't gotten around to it. It's on my list, but I finally got to listen to it today. Stabbing, the Texas band. They do brutal death metal on Comatose. Holy shit, that is great. So it didn't make my top 10, but man, that's a fucking wild album. I just listened to it today. The new Dead Body I haven't listened to. The new Russian Circles I haven't listened to. And for an instrumental band, man, they are wild live.
Yeah.
The new Cave-In, I haven't spun once. I haven't spun the new Within Destruction, which I really like that band. I didn't get a chance to listen. As far as stuff that came out late, I didn't get
the Tala. I didn't really get a big chance either.
I didn't get a chance. I completely forgot. The only album I can think of that came out late that would have maybe be my top 10 if I had more time was the new Morning album by the UK hardcore band. I really like what they did.
Yeah,
and Seed of Pain. I think Seed of Pain just did another split EP. I didn't get a chance to listen to it, so it could be terrible or it could be great. But there was so much out this year, I didn't get a chance.
There was so much music at once that it was hard to like see in Apple Music. The one good thing, I know everybody hates it, but the one good thing about Apple is you add everything you want to listen to, and it's just in your it's like recently added list, so you can go down. And you just pick what you want to hear. I love that about Apple Music, but there was just so much stuff I added that's just in my list that I probably was like I'm gonna go through this list like tomorrow after the Eagles game, and like I'm gonna be like, fuck, miss that, and I'm gonna have to listen. I'm gonna be listening to 2022 shit in April of 2023.
Same thing happens to me every year. We go through this end of the year show. Everybody puts out those lists, and you're like, oh, that sounds interesting. That's interesting. And you spend the first quarter of the next year listening to shit from the year before. So speaking of that, Tim, let me ask you. And this wasn't in the agenda, but I'm gonna throw it off the cuff. Is there anything you could think of right now that you missed in 2021 that if you went back, it would definitely have been on your 2021 list?
Yeah, but I can't remember what the band's called. Yes, there is. There's a band I heard in like April of this year, and I was like, if I would have heard that last year, that would have been my #1 record, and I'm just forgetting what it is.
For me, the one I could think of, I missed last year, 200 Stab Wounds.
Okay.
That album is great, and I didn't really appreciate it until I saw them live. I completely biffed it.
Yeah, I'm so pissed off. I can't remember what it is, but remember I told you, I was like, yo, this record would have been my favorite record of the year if I heard it last year.
Yes.
What is it?
Don't think about it. It'll come to you. So while you're not thinking about it, let's do the next 3 in your top 10 list in descending order. What do you got for number 5?
1 second here. Number 5, Soul Blind with Feel It All Around.
Yeah, that's great. Like, it's great.
Man. It's a feel-good record. It's the grunge gaze fucking record of the year for me. It's perfect. It is literally
I like that
perfect.
term, grunge gaze.
It's literally perfect. It reminds me of everything great about old grunge music. It reminds me of everything great about the late 90s. The videos just look straight 90s. I fucking love it, man.
Who just posted a video
about it?
Oh, Gitter. Mike Gitter just posted something to Instagram that he just saw them.
They are going to be fucking huge.
I like this proto. What did you call it?
Grunge gaze. Yeah.
Grunge gaze. I like that stuff that's coming out right now. It's really kind of fun. Don't mind the ruckus in the background. I'm making my own ghetto horse cow mules. It's like a Moscow mule, but it's kind of cheesy. All right, so my number 5 is no surprises here, but it's not meant to kiss in the ass. Learning to Dissolve by Orthodox.
Yeah.
I like the last one. This one blew it out of the water. And I said
Yeah.
that to Adam when he was on the show. This one blew it right out of the fucking water. Some of the best tracks on the album are buried in the B-side. We're still going to fight about that one song I think they should open with. I think this is them really coming into their own. And if you look, bands like them, bands like Boundaries, bands like Chamber, all that metalcore, hardcore adjacent stuff, they're all starting to mature and come into their own at once, which is really awesome for fans. But if you like, I don't even know what to suggest. Just go listen to the fucking album. And the add on to the fact is, they are four of the nicest guys that they're just fun to hang out and chat with. So check out Orthodox. It was one of my most listened to albums, which I was really like, whoa, really? I listened to it that many times? Yeah, definitely a top 5 for me.
Whatever. We'll go back to it.
My number. What's
4.
Your 5?
My number 4. Actually.
What's your 5?
That was Soul Blind.
Oh, 5. Okay, Soul Blind and Orthodox. What's your 4?
Thornhill with Heroin.
Really?
I listened to that record so many fucking times that it overtook all of my like top spots. There's something about that band and just the songwriting and just like the it's so catchy. It's fucking that sexy ass fucking metalcore that people put out, and it's just like it's got the girls taking their panties down metalcore.
It's the same vein as Cane Hill.
Mood Ring,
and some of the stuff that's gonna one of my top 2. Yep. I dig their stuff. I really do. Funnily enough, I was looking through our YouTube plays. That's one of our least watched reaction vids.
Really
odd, very odd.
Yeah, that's that song we reacted to. One of my favorite songs of the year.
It's good. That album is really, really good. I put them in the same vein as what's the other band? Static Dress. Dress.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So my number 4 is going to surprise a bunch of you. Rob Morton's going to come through the screen and punch me in the face. Chaosmos from Origin. I think, and I know this type of music is exhausting because they play so heavy and so fast. I know.
Is this your metal album of the year?
Yeah, this is my metal album of the year.
Okay.
I think John Longstreth is an amazing drummer. I think Jason Keyser is hysterical. I need to reach out to them and get him. I really want to talk to him on the show because I think he'd be really funny. This is an album where you can tell there's a little bit of hardcore influence in it. There's spots for breakdowns. That one song where the music cuts out and then it goes back in. You know, the running joke of when the drummer hits the china at 1/4 time and everybody wants to lose their minds.
Yeah.
The song where the music stops and then you hear Jun 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 Jun. Like that's like, okay, grab the fat guy next to you and throw him into something. This album, they created
track
space.
2, right?
Yes. They created space to let it breathe. It didn't feel overpowering. And the last song is like 9 minutes and it's brilliant. Paul Ryan is I think it's Paul Ryan is the guitarist. Just amazing. My one gripe about Origin, and it's been the same for the last 2 albums, they mix it too low. The mix is questionable. Yeah. It's mixed too low.
It's flat.
And I think the bass is way too high. I like Mike Flores. He's one of the best bassists in metal, hands fucking down.
100%.
He's up there with the Archspire guy.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit too high in the mix for me.
I think they do that on purpose, though.
I think so, too.
Yeah, I think they do it on purpose.
If you want to see what shredders can do when they really go nuts, and the funny thing about John Longstreth is I'm not even a fucking drummer. But when I watch the videos of him play, he plays with his feet straight out. So he doesn't have knees at a 90-degree angle. His legs are straight and it's all ankles.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the most bizarre thing to look at. But check that band out if you want a fucking wild ride. We're like, yo, I need to surgically reattach my face. Check out the Origin album.
Yeah, that is a thinking man's metal record.
Yes.
It is disgustingly tight. Like, you don't get much tighter than Origin.
Mm-mm.
I remember I seen them live at the Troc in like 2002, and I was standing in the middle of the pit like this.
Yeah, mouth open, like, what is this?
And I wasn't the only one. Everybody around me was like, yo, this is fucking crazy. And I'm like, yeah, like at the end of the show, I was like, yo, who's that band that I was like jaw to the floor? And people around me were like, I don't even remember, but they were amazing. I'm like, yeah, dude, they're amazing live.
Yes, yes, that's the thing. They pull it off live. That intricacy they can reproduce. It's not studio trickery.
That show had Candiria after they played.
No shit.
Yeah, it was crazy, dude.
Yo, you
Dude,
think
the
we'll get a new?
truck.
You think we'll get a new Candiria album
Yeah.
eventually?
Yeah.
I hope so, man. I miss Carly Coma. Those guys are great. What do you have for number 3, Tim?
Are we doing we're gonna go into another segment then to do
Yeah,
our top two,
we're gonna
right?
do 5,
Okay.
4, 3, and then another segment, and then we'll do top 2.
Number 3, Mood Ring with Stargazer. Dude, I you can't deny how great this record is.
No, I just listened to it again today. Shout out to fucking Hunter Young.
Yeah,
that
man.
guy has so much talent. It probably should be illegal.
Yeah. I can't even describe how good the record is. It is. It's one of them records where even my girlfriend was like, "Yo, like my girlfriend listens to fucking R&B, country." You know what I mean? She
Yep.
even was like, "Dude, this guy's voice is phenomenal." I'm like, "Yeah." Like we were listening to it on the deck one night, and when it was still the summer, and she was just like, "Who is this?" And I was telling her about it, and she was like, "I actually think this is really cool." And I'm like,
Yo,
"Wow."
Hunter has an amazing level of talent. I think Swamp Sound is his studio. He's played in DOG. He's played in Body Box. He produced Weeping. He co-wrote a song with Vatican. Like that guy has sick amount of skill. I really hope for his sake this band takes off. That Stargazer is an amazing album. Red, what's it called? The second or
my favorite song on the record, Red Light District.
Yes. Oh my God. I listened to it again today and I caught myself while I was making my dog food. I caught myself still looking over at the speaker and laughing like, man, this shit is something else. It really is something else.
It's got all the hooks. It's got all the choruses. His singing voice is one of a kind, man.
Yes. Yes. I really hope they get a chance to do a full US maybe headliner maybe later in this year. I want to see him come through Philly. Like I just want to get a chance to shake his hand and thank him because this is a fucking amazing record. But yeah, not to ruin it, this is my number 2 pick.
Oh, I know. I already knew it was. You didn't even have to tell me I knew it was. But like, I mean, I lost my train of thought for a second there. But like, I think I'm going to guarantee you this, that they're going to be the next big thing in that genre.
I hope so.
Because I think that the talent level of that band, it's just undeniable. You can't look at that band and hear that record and be like, it's just another blah blah blah. It's not, dude. They just are on another level that many people are not going to reach. They're on the Deftones level for me.
Yes.
I think that they're that good. And you know me, I love Deftones. They're my favorite band. Obviously, we talk about it all the time, but like Mood Ring, yeah, man. Like you wouldn't think by the name of that band that someone like me or you would listen to that. Like if I didn't know that band and I just seen it on like a list, Mood Ring, I'd be like, it's probably like some like horny electro shit. And I'm like, you know what I mean? But no, it's
fantastic.
Yeah, man. I can't say nothing. It was almost my favorite record of the year, but 2 of them beat it out. So
okay, so we both have sung Hunter Young's praises. Please check that out. If you're in the sound of our voice, if you're watching this on YouTube, check them out. My number 3 pick is Carpenter Brute with Leather Terror. Okay. This album is fucking awesome. It is the 90s electronic industrial that I want to hear. Back to back, you have guest appearances by Gunship, Greg Puciato from Dillinger Escape Plan, and Ulver. Back to back, 3 songs in a row.
Yeah, the Puciato song is the best song on the record.
I like the Gunship one better, but I am still pissed. I missed them in Vegas. I could not stay up to 12:40 when they went on. I could not. I was not making it. I was just not making it. But this album is great if you like electronica. If you like Mood Ring, if you like some of the Trevor Something, if you like that industrial synth wave, that kind of sad boy stuff, dark Drab Majesty. Definitely check this out. Perturbator. This is in the same vein as Perturbator.
If you like Ulver,
this is an amazing electronic record, and it is fun to listen to.
Yo, it is so well done. It's a near miss for me. It's so well done, dude. Like it makes you go back and be like, how did they do that?
Yes.
Like I think he's not at. Where's he out of? Is it France or is that Perturbator?
France or Belgium.
Yeah, he's one of them. One of them. Did Lustful Sacraments come out this year? Or was that last year?
I think that was last
I
year.
think it was too, because that record's incredible.
Because I think we both had that last year as near misses.
Okay. Yeah, it must have
Lustful
last year.
Sacraments. Yes, last year.
I was about to say, if it was this year, it would have been on my list because I love that shit.
Yeah. But yeah, if you like old KMFDM, if you like old Ministry, if you like the early Nine Inch Nails poppy stuff that was Pretty Hate Machine, check this out. You'll probably really enjoy it. And apparently the live show he did in Vegas was really good. They had some sound issues, but apparently it was really good. Next year I'm just gonna have to overdose on fucking Monster Energy drinks to try and stamp late.
There you go.
As I
might even be with you.
As I have a heart attack in the middle of the resorts world.
See, if I go with you, I'm gonna be a pest and be like, "You're not fucking going to sleep."
Yeah, I know, right? And we fucking get up, dick face, get up. All right, so Tim, now we've done 5 to 3. Let's talk about, and we're gonna limit it to 5. Your near misses. What are the 5 albums that were either right there or they just didn't make your top 10?
All right, so we'll
go back and forth. So you and I bounce back.
Yeah. I always have a hip hop record that's my favorite of the year, and this was a near miss for me. Hip hop to me this year was hip hop, rap, whatever you want to call it. Was very, very hard to find good stuff for me because I don't like the normal rap that people like. Like I don't like Drake or whatever that shit's called. I don't even consider that rap, honestly. But like,
no, he's shit.
I like old school book bag, boom bap, fucking bang your fucking head hip hop. There's a dude out of California. His name's Too Ugly. He's a Mexican rapper. He put out a record called "My Day Begins When Yours Ends." He was supposed to be done. He was never putting out a record again. This came out of fucking nowhere. It's like 19 tracks. It is just a fucking banger after banger, dude. If you like
19 tracks, how many? Each one's 3 to 4 minutes, Tim?
Probably, yeah.
That's why hip hop shit is. I find hip hop amazing in that regard because they will literally fill the 74-minute CD with tracks.
Yeah, he's got that typical Chicano voice, and it's really good. Like, it is, that dude, the rhyming on there is fucking amazing, dude. Like, his stuff before this is just as good, but this record, man, like, it almost knocked out Thornhill for me because I listened to it that much.
Really? Okay.
I listened to it again earlier when I woke up and was cooking breakfast. I was like, yeah, this record, man, really good stuff. He's like I was reading some interviews with him, and he's like, he has this thing where like he can't control what he says to people.
Tourette's?
No, it's like this thing like if you were to ask me like, yo, do you think like I look like shit in this shirt? You know how usually your friends are gonna be like, yeah, no, you look cool, dude. He's one of them dudes that'll just be like, no, you look like a fat fuck.
What is that joke that Sam Hoyos always posts? Am I fat? Dude, I have 5 fat friends and you're 4 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, like he's that type of dude. Like he has this thing where like he can't be nice or something. Like he can't keep his mouth shut. I forget what they call it, but it comes out in his rhymes and shit, and it's really good. It's a really great record. So if you're into hip hop, check out Too Ugly.
So my first near miss, which I think was bounced for Fleshwater, the Vatican album. Shout out to Tom and Mike. They were awesome to talk to. Tom is one of the funniest dudes I've ever interviewed. That album is fucking great. I liked Soul Impulse. This is a legit giant 48-inch standing box jump, plyo, CrossFit leap ahead of where they were. It is fantastic. I'm hoping they hoping they tour shortly because I only got to see them once in the past year. But yeah, that is fantastic. And I can't, we talked about it with Adam. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. Next for me is the Ether Coven record.
Oh,
it's called The Relationship Between the Hammer and the Nail. It by a fucking cunt hair, dude. It missed for me.
We got to get Mean Pete on to talk. We got to talk to Mean Pete again. That they're my 2020 miss where I completely forgot that album came out in 2020.
Me too.
He writes really great, dark, depressing shit. and
Yeah.
not depressing in the way we're like, oh my God, I want to kill myself. Depressing in the sense that it's very, not even depressing, probably the wrong word. Somber is
Yeah.
probably the better word.
Yeah.
But yeah, the musicianship is top notch. I mean, I would love to see them. I would love to see them come around Philly. I know they were going to tour Jillian Carter back in January, and it never ended up working out because the lockdowns were still going. People were still getting sick. And then I would love to see you Remembering Never. This is Hardcore set, but I'm not going to be choosy. But yeah, if you like black metal, if you like slower hardcore, if you like heavier stuff, that's definitely in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, that record, man. It's another devastating listen. It's just you got to listen to it in headphones, a good pair of headphones.
Yes, yes.
And it's another ass beater record. And I'm gonna be the choosy asshole. I want to see a fucking She Looks So Good in Red set
Yeah.
of Remembering Never. I don't care what anyone says. That's one of the best records of all time. So
when you interviewed him and asked him that, I was like, "Oh, Tim, no."
I had to. Fuck it.
I
I'll ask him again when he comes on.
I would book Mean Pete Fest, so it's just him doing Bishop, the first Until the End album, Ether Coven, Remembering Never. I would love all four of them. Love all four of them. My next near miss might be surprising. Heaven Is Here on Relapse by Candy. Candy, to me, I compare them to Vane and I compare them to Knocked Loose in the sense of they come out with this new album and you're like, wait a minute, what is this going to sound like? We lost your video, Tim. And it was totally abrasive, and the electronic stuff is not friendly in any way. And they're another band with a very unique aesthetic, like their merch, their videos, their even the stuff they put on Instagram. One of the few bands I regret not seeing live yet, but I really like that album because it was uniquely pissed off and short songs, and just, abrasive is the best word I can think to describe it. Abrasive.
Yeah. I had to stop my video. I didn't want my fat belly hanging out when I took my shirt off.
All right, what do you got next?
Next for me is Kardashev with Liminal Right.
Yo,
Um,
it's a good album.
Dude, I mean, between the Hath record and that, it was so like, this is why I wanted to come on here and get this over with, because I was like, is it Kardashev? Is it Hath? Is it Card? Like, fuck.
Just fight with yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. That record is, I don't even know how to describe it, but it is that post black metal sound that's just like beautifully written. Just, it's like 9-minute songs that don't get boring. I don't know, man. Like, you don't think out of Arizona you get a band like that.
They are one of the most unique metal bands right now. His voice, the highs work. And you're right. That's the interesting thing about this band. They can do 6, 7, 8-minute songs. They don't feel like 6, 7, 8-minute songs. They just flow to the point where you're like, oh, that's over. Yeah, this is rare usage of the word. Tim, I think you would agree. Beautiful. This is a beautiful record.
It is. It's the record that every metal band wishes they could sound like. So, I'm sorry. It's just, it's one of them records where there's a lot of people that talk shit on it because it's that good. The only reason that people talk shit on it is because they can't write music that good.
Yeah. I would agree.
The Hath record is just Hath record. It's just more of like, because they're New Jersey, and I think that they need more of the people to listen to them kind of thing, because I think Kardashev is, they're on Metal Blade. They got
eyes. Yeah.
I want more people to listen to Hath record. That's mainly the reason I took it out of that, honestly.
Okay. My next pick, one of my favorite ignorant bands this year, Spite, with Dedication to Flesh.
Me and you together, that's me too.
This album was a fun listen. It was an awesome listen. The 2 singles that they did were fucking great. They're awesome live. This is, if you like, so we have a lot of listeners that like new metal, like the throwback new metal stuff. If you like throwback new metal and you like Slipknot, this is the band you should be listening to. This is the gateway band into the Slaughter to Prevails and the heavier deathcore slam type stuff. I love this album. What do you got next, Tim?
You nailed it right there. It's the gateway.
They're a great gateway band.
Yeah. I don't know if this is the way you say this band name. Gorilla with Mirage.
Yes.
Dude, if White Ward didn't come out, this record is in the place of White Ward. This record is pretty much in the same vein as that record. It's just as bleak. It's just as fucking haunting. It's just the White Ward with the saxophone parts. It just overtook it for me. But this Guerrilla record, and I think Dan Pitts and all them in the Slack group are the same way. Like, that record is fucking
Who
phenomenal.
are they touring with, Tim? They're coming around with who?
I don't remember.
They're coming around with I forgot who. Shit. They're playing Warehouse on Watts, which is North Philly and kind of interesting. Good.
Yeah, it's a terrible place to go.
Who are they playing with? Shit, that's really gonna bother me now.
Yeah, while you're looking that up, but like, they're the band that like you look like. I think they all wear masks, not masks, but they have like these black things that go over their heads,
like Migla, like Mla does.
Yeah.
They're touring with Rotting Christ, Karach Angren, and Uada, the Japanese band.
Say that again. Them four bands.
Rotting Christ.
Fucking love Rotting Christ.
Karach Angren.
Fucking love them.
Uada.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uada, and yeah, I guess we're gonna have to go to this in fucking North Philly. Just we'll rent an MRAP.
When is the date of that?
Hold on. Reopen close tab. Here we go. They are playing Philly in, drum roll please, March 11th. Warehouse on Watts.
Is that a weekend?
Oh, I have no idea. It is. It is a Saturday.
Oh, damn, dude.
Yeah, we might have to go to that one.
And then the week after we have Static X.
Shit, I forgot about that. That's gonna be fucking wild. You know that's almost sold out.
Already got the tickets. We're good.
I know. I'm stoked. All right, so you had Guerrilla. I have next for me near misses. This is a band that is near and dear to my heart. We're eventually going to get Brandon on the show after I drunkenly punished him in Delaware. Worm Shepherd, Ritual Hymns. Same vein as Lorna Shore. However, I think I prefer these guys. Feather and Bone is I think it was A Feather and Bone was the song that I listened to in my top 5 on Spotify. I like their songs. Their drummer, I think he just turned 21 and he is an absolute beast. Yeah. They write amazing riffs. I know their new album is done. It's recorded and it's done. I hope it comes out this year. But I would like this. They just went around with I think it was Traders they toured with. They toured with our boy Jordan. Shout out to Jordan and the Breathing Process. Really, really hoping they do something this year because I really, really like that album. It's hard to differentiate yourself when it's all gutturals because it gets easy to get lost, but I really like their song structure.
Yeah, that came out too early for me, and just so many things overtook it, but that's a phenomenal record.
This
came out in January.
Yeah, this was a near miss for me. Yeah, this one kept coming in and out.
That came out in January, right?
Yep.
Yeah, great record. It's a little overproduced for my liking, but it's
like
good.
Too clean. You would prefer a little more grit. Okay.
Yeah. I want a little bit more grit in it. I mean, it's for what it is, though. It's better than the Lorna Shore record for me. Absolutely. Another near miss for me is Wake with Thought from Descent.
Okay.
Man, if the White Word didn't come out, maybe it would have been in there, but it's on the same vein as all these Guerrilla bands. It's the same shit. It's out of Canada. You can feel the coldness coming out of it. It's like I always say, Kyle, one of my favorite vocalists in metal. It's just fucking, it beats your face, dude. Like,
yeah, it's good.
It's like you put your face out there and you come out and everything's black and blue. Like it's just, it's mean as hell. I mean, I can't keep saying things because it's going to sound the same as every other band that I'm explaining like that. But it's in the same vein as all them. It's hard because when you have bands that sound like that and then there's other bands that sound like that, it's hard to pick. That's why I was like, let's get this episode done because does Wake go in there? Do they not? It's like I can't differentiate it anymore.
Yeah, it gets tough. It gets really tough. All right, so my last near miss from Switzerland, Paleface with Fear and Dagger.
Yeah,
I have still yet to listen to this intro because I find it really, really uncomfortable. But the song Nailed to the Tooth is absolutely fucking amazing. His breath control is up there with Joe from Fit from an Autopsy.
Yeah.
They're not coming anywhere near Philly when they tour with Angel Maker and Body Snatcher. But this album, if you like the heavier side of nu metal, if you like metalcore like early Acacia Strain, if you like stuff that has a little bit of a hip hop tinge to it when it comes to vocals and cadence, check them out. Highly underrated. I hope they get big because I fucking love this album. This was one of those that got bumped because that one song I listened to more than anything, but the rest of the album is good, but there was so much stuff I listened to the full album more.
I have two more.
All right, go.
And they're both in the same vein as this death metal, black metal stuff. The new Fit for an Autopsy. It came out really early. It's just, I love that band. They're one of my favorite bands, but it's not absolute hell for me. It's not as good as the other records. It's good. It's just, it was just too, it came out too early, and then there's so many things surpassed it for me. But I fucking love them dudes. I think they write great music, great songs. I mean, and it was a miss for me. But then my last one, I think this band's out of Oklahoma City. And I don't know how to say it. It's spelled Aeviterne. I think it's Avertine or
AEV
Averterne. Aeviterne. The record's called The Owling Facade. But this is in the.
How do I pronounce this? Jesus, you got me looking this up on YouTube. Yeah. How do I actually say this? Avertine?
I couldn't pronounce it, but the record, I sent it to Cleary, and he was like, "Yo, this is good." I'm like, "Yeah."
Averterne.
Okay, is that what they said in the interview?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm listening to a recording.
It's so fucking funny you do that, because when I don't know how to say a band name, I just write in YouTube band name interview, and then usually the interview person will be like, "This is Avertine," and I'm like, oh, "Okay, there we go." And I actually have one more. I'm sorry. There's a one-man band out of why am I forgetting? Not Finland, Sweden. They are called, they're on my other list. God damn, why can't I remember? They're called Kavian. I think that's how you say that as well. It's spelled Kvaen. The record's called The Great Below. So it's a one-man band.
Okay.
It's just straight up black metal stuff. It is so well done. I just couldn't have put it above the other stuff. But I think that you would actually really, really dig this record because it's very well produced.
Okay.
It has Jeff Loomis on a song, and he is my favorite guitar player ever. So as soon as I seen his name on there, I'm like, let me put this on, and I was fucking blown away. I was actually at Target one day at work grabbing some stuff we needed. And I sat in the parking lot and listened to the whole record. It's like 58 minutes. And they were like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm just listening to the record in my car, car on, wasting gas. It was just that good.
We've all had those moments where you just have to stop what you're doing and be like, Jesus.
Yep.
Okay. So let's finish. Let's take it home. We still got a couple more categories to go through here, Tim, but let's go through our last two for the top 10 pick. I'm just going to go first to get it out of the way because we just talked about it. Mood Ring is my number 2.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hunter. Shout out to that band. Please come to Philly. I hope you guys get fucking huge. What do you got, Tim?
My number 2 record. This was my number 1 record of the year until I heard another record. The New Orthodox, man. I'm sorry, dude. That record is genre defining.
Great.
It's genre defining. Adam's vocals on that record and lyrics are just on another level. That dude, I fucking love Adam, man. One of the nicest dudes ever. What's his name's riffs, dude? That
Austin.
Dude.
Yeah,
Austin
he can write some riffs.
Austin is a riff machine, dude. The production on that record is great. Mike White's drumming is fucking from another planet. That dude is phenomenal. Yeah. Even live, he kills it. That record is fucking perfect. I remember hearing that when we got the advance of it, and I was like, yo, dude, this is going to be for the next 5 years. That record is going to be the record where I go, if someone's, because I always have people that call me or text me, yo, man, you have any like things I should listen to? Orthodox. That's going to be for 5 years straight, Orthodox.
Yep.
Because I think that, it's not because we're good friends with Adam. That's not the reason I'm saying
No,
this.
it's a well-written fucking album.
If I didn't know Adam as well as I do, I would still say the same thing. It would still be my number 2 record because it's that fucking good.
Yeah,
I thought Let It Take Its
fantastic.
Course was great. This record fucking wipes its fucking ass with that record. I love that record, but this one wipes the floor with it. It's that good. So shout out to Adam and them dudes and the Century Media. Shout out to them for realizing how fucking good they are. Because I think, like I said, the next 5 years, that's going to be the record that's going to be hard to overtake in that genre.
Yeah.
Unless they put another one out, too. But yeah, that's my number 2.
Okay, so I guess I'm left with my number 1. So my number 1 pick, I'm surprised none of us have mentioned it so far. The album I've listened to most this year, and I think I fucking would marry it.
Should I put the drum roll in?
Yeah, drum roll, please. This World Is Going to Ruin You. Vane.
I pretty much figured this was your number 1.
I was expecting them to go way more in a new metal way. I was expecting them to go that way. I was expecting, truthfully, I was expecting Candy to go a little bit that way. I was expecting Knock Loose to go a little bit that way. And they really surprised me. This album is discordant and it is uncomfortable to listen to. And yet it is just as terrifying as the last one. And
Good word.
I love this album. I think
Good
it's
word.
Brilliant.
It is fucking terrifying to listen to.
Yes.
It's one of them records that gives you a mental breakdown. It gives you anxiety. It's just, even live. If you've never seen Vane live, go fucking see them live.
Yes.
They get on stage. They don't fucking bullshit around. They get on there. They fucking kill it. Everyone loses their mind and they get the fuck off stage.
Yes. No inter-song stage banter. They get up and it's song. Done.
Yeah.
That's it.
And people lose their fucking minds.
I can't wait for the This Is Hardcore set to be released of them when they headlined on Friday, because it was a fucking prison riot. It was a prison riot. But yeah, that was my pick of the year. I love that band. I think they're always doing the Venn diagram of the last album and the new album. The overlap that's there is solid, but they're always pushing in new directions. The song with Jeff Rickley from Thursday is great.
Yeah.
There is a lot of really good songs on that album. I am really, really hoping they get huge.
Speaking of Jeff Rickley, let's go to my number 1.
Oh, I knew this was coming.
My number 1 is No Devotion with No Oblivion. Oh man,
this album is sexy. That's the only word I can think of to describe it. It's sexy.
And we talked about this before because this was on our pick 3 thing. I shouldn't have picked that for the pick 3 because I knew this was
you should
my
have won
top
something
record.
else. Yeah,
I knew this was my record of the year, but I'm so pumped about this one. I had to have people listen to it. It's so good. I can't even explain how good it is. I think Jeff's voice. See, the first Thursday record to me is a masterpiece.
Which
Every
one?
fucking song,
Full Collapse?
Full Collapse is a fucking masterpiece. Every song on that record is, I think songs on that record are just masterpiece. It's just a masterpiece to me. Like if it's out of 10, it's a fucking 22 out of 10 for me. That's how good I think that record is. And the part of me that loves that record so much is Jeff's voice. The way he fucking sings and the way he delivers his vocal melodies and shit are second to none to me. I don't really think there's a better vocalist that can do it as good as him in that genre. You have Daryl and stuff like that, but the way Jeff does it and the emotion that he pours out in that music, you can't find that anywhere. And he does it on this record, and it's a completely different genre.
Yes.
It's what do you want to call it? Is it synthwave?
It's kind of like that. It is kind of synthwave. I would put it in the, so if let's say we put Soft Kill in the middle as the sun.
Yeah.
This is in the orbit of Soft Kill, but whereas Soul Blind goes towards more grunge, this goes towards more 80s electronic. So it's maybe somewhere closer to Moon Ring than Soul Blind, but it's a sexy album. Like it's a
Yeah.
sexy album.
And I actually think their first record is better than this one, but this one is
And
miles of.
dude, I had no idea what this was, who it was. It even came out until you said, yo, you need to listen to this. This is going to be in my top 10. And you said it like 2 or 3 months ago. And I have listened to it nonstop since. It really is that good.
Yeah, like you nailed it with the one thing. Like if you want to have, if you and your girl are looking for music to just, I guess, well, we'll just call it make love because I don't want to say fuck. If you're looking for a record to make a love to, there you fucking go. It's
Yeah.
sets the
Yeah.
mood, man.
Yep.
And I just love how the dudes from Lost Prophets can come back without the fucking scumbag, leave his ass, let him rot in jail. I love how they can come back. They have the balls to come back and put out these records because like we said before, they're getting killed. People are going to say that you had something to do with it. He has no. The dudes
Yeah.
they fucking know their place in life. They know what they did and they didn't do. They came back, they took a break, and they come back and they put out this record. These two records to me are another masterpiece, dude. I think they're so well written. Like, I don't know how you go from Lost Prophets to this stuff and be just as good. Because don't get me wrong, that one Lost Prophets record is so fucking good. I can't listen to it though.
It's one of those things where I put it on and I enjoy it. Then I'm like, well, I sure feel bad for enjoying this. But yeah, this album is great. It was a surprise for me because I had no idea who they were. I had no idea who was in the band. I never even heard of them until you mentioned it. And then I went, man, I really, really like this. So yeah, this is in that soft kill mood ring vein. Put this on where your lady is home or your man. Put this on
Yeah.
when your significant other is home, and they might actually come out of the room and enjoy it and say, "What is this? It's pretty good."
If you ever find yourself in a predicament where you have to go somewhere late at night and it's really like warm or like your balls are really sweaty because it's hot as fuck, put your windows down in the dark when it's wet. Like, if you're driving in the dark, put this album on, put the windows down, get a nice breeze, and listen to this record. And I guarantee it's going to make your drive amazing. It's really good driving music. It's the kind of music, when I listen to this record, when I get anxious, because I put it on and it just calms me down. I don't know what it
Yeah.
is about it, but it has a calming effect on me. And it's just so like fucking dream. I feel like I'm in a fucking dream state when I listen to this stuff. And that is what I really love about music, man, because
Yeah.
if there's something that makes me feel emotional, I'm going to love it. And this is the record that did it for me this year. And
So
if the record before that, I know it came out in 2015, whatever, I consider it new because I just heard it. So because I
so
thought this band was a hardcore band because Jeff was
right,
in a band called United Nations.
right, which was a hardcore, almost grind band. Yeah.
And I got them two mixed up. And I was like, No Devotion. I'm like, oh, that's another hardcore band. I'm like, whatever. But then I was like, let me listen to it because I love Jeff. And when I put it on, I was like, whoa, 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 hold on a second here. And it just melted in me, dude. And I was like, yep, album of the year. There we go.
Yeah.
I knew this was the album of the year. Deftones could have put a record out this year and it still would have been my album of the year.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, Tim. So we talked about our top 10. We talked about all that sort of stuff. What other shout outs for albums did you give that didn't make your top 10, weren't near misses, but stuff you think people should listen to?
Oh, okay. I got you. I know I wrote this down. People are going to be weird when I say this. The new Infected Rain record is really catchy. It didn't make my top, but the new Infected Rain is great. The new, so this is a band. I don't know how to say this correctly. Mars Principium Est. They're another Sweden
I
band.
have no idea.
If you like In Flames, if you like Soilwork, this is definitely. If you like old In Flames, old Soilwork, this is the record for you. It is it fucking nails that fucking sound, dude. If you like Children of Bodom, boom, listen to that fucking record. It's that good. It was just too many other metal records for me. The new Vex's record, Imagine What We Could Destroy. I don't remember the rest of the title because I didn't write it all down. It's a double record. They're out in New Jersey. That record, if you like Deftones, if you like Mood Ring, all that stuff, that record you're gonna love. I know it's 24 songs, 22 songs, but each one of them songs is good.
Yeah,
The
dude,
only
that's a
reason
long album, like it's a long album.
for my pick three, that was going to be one of them, but it was too long, so I didn't want it. So I put No Devotion in there because I wasn't taking out Whiteboard. It just wasn't happening. And Chat Pile, the only reason I put Chat Pile in is because it was so fucking unsettling. I had to make you guys
Oh my
listen to
god,
it.
that album just makes me uncomfortable. And you know what? I went back and listened to it. I'm just as uncomfortable as the first time I listened to it, but now I appreciate it. Like now I can say this is some good, unique shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my next pick. Chat Pile with God's Country. Go listen to that. If you like Jesus Lizard and stuff like that, go put that on. That record is fucking bonkers crazy. I mean, it is fucking so ridiculously nuts.
It is Banana Pants. Yep.
Yeah. Let's get into some death metal. The new Organectomy with Now Below Now. That record is a slamtastic fucking record. That shit is slamming good. I mean, I put that on my in my truck. I have a JBL system, and like if you set it just correct, dude, it fucking shakes my entire truck. I love that shit. If you like Dying Fetus and stuff like that, but a more technical or more less technical version of Dying Fetus, put on the Organectomy. The new Becoming the Archetype, Children of the Great Extinction. Great metalcore stuff with some synths added in. Really good stuff. I think this is on your list. The new Darko. Yo, man.
Yo, I mean, well, this is what happens when you have two guys who are great in their bands get together and put out an album.
Yeah.
Right. That album was a near miss for me. I felt kind of bad, Tim, putting him in my top 10 because it's Tom from Chelsea Grin and the other dude from Spite X Lorna Shore. So they know their audience. It was too easy. It was kind of late. I thought it was a lazy pick.
Yeah.
It was a lazy pick in my top 10, but
too.
that album is great.
I thought it was a lazy pick as well, but I'm going to tell you one thing. The two opening songs on that record are so fucking crushing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a huge party last weekend for my buddy Nate that died. It was his 16-year anniversary. We always have a party. Anyway, that just came on in the background, and the entire crowd of dudes downstairs was like, "Yo, who the fuck is this?"
which is a good indicator that it's talented. Yeah.
And I just started laughing. I'm like, "Wow, you like this?" He's like, "That is so fucking heavy." And these are dudes that like think the heaviest band is like Slipknot. You know what I mean?
Right. 500 Death Punch. Yeah.
Like most of my friends think Slipknot's the heaviest band ever. You know what I mean? Not you and stuff. Like just my real old
most
friends.
to I mean, for lack of a term, and I don't mean this in an insulting way, so please don't be insulted. Normies stuff like Slipknot, stuff like Five Finger Death Punch. That to them is Lamb of God. To them is super heavy. Whereas you and I, one of the albums to us, like Primitive Man is heavy. Vermin Womb is heavy. Like Ethan is writing shit from. He's channeling Satan in ways that's almost unreal. Yeah.
Yeah. Couple more. The new Inclination record is my hardcore record of the year.
Yo, we didn't talk about that enough, but that was really good.
Yeah. Them dudes have this unique way of writing riffs where I almost find it like impossible to do because I don't know how they do it. I don't know who's the main songwriter. I don't know if it's a dude from Knocked Loose. I would love to ask him about this. Like, I want to talk to him, but not even about Knocked Loose. I just want to talk about these Inclination riffs because they're just so well written. And it's like that hardcore, because you know me, I hate hardcore these days. I think it all sounds the same.
Yeah.
It's all the same to me. But this Inclination record is miles above anything hardcore. It's the best hardcore record in the last 5 years, honestly.
Yeah.
And one more. The new 13 record, Black Ghost.
Yo, I mean, shout out to Zeke. That album is fucking great. I don't know why he decided to get so heavy all of a sudden, but that shit was heavy. And it the best word I can think to describe it to him is it just works. It just works.
So I want to tell him he needs to just write an electronic record because there's a song on that record, and we talked about it last night. That's just electronic.
Yes. I
think it's the best song on the fucking record.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Yeah.
Zeke is so fucking talented, man. Like I'm fucking jealous of how talented that dude is.
It should be illegal.
Yeah, should be illegal. But I mean, that was actually a near miss for me. I don't think people people should be listening to it, but like it's a near miss for me too. I just had it at the end of my list and I forgot to talk about it. So
Yeah, it's a really really good album. All right, so here's my other shout outs for 2022. Um, if you like E Town Concrete and you're not listening to Gridiron, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
That album is great. The new Worm Rot is probably the best grindcore album this year. The Hissing, it's called, is absolutely fucking terrifying. The new Body Snatcher, so heavy. I saw them. I've said this on a show before. Saw them open for Dying Fetus. Me and all the old guys were in the back of the room giggling. It was ridiculously heavy. The new Author and Punisher was in my top 10 at least 3 times. It bounced in and out.
I didn't get a chance to listen to that much.
Check
actually.
that out. You might like it. It's more accessible than the last one was, but I liked it. I liked it a lot. The new Vomit Fourth album, shout out to Kane. The new you talked about the new Fallujah, where I hated that last album. This one was a return to form.
I totally forgot to mention that.
Neither one of us talked about the new Revocation. And I love fucking Dave Davidson. I can't wait. They're coming through Warehouse on Watts with, who is it? Morbid Angel and Vitriol, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're going to that one. K9 from France. If you like Organectomy, you'll like K9. This is really good, brutal slam. We talked about Dreadnought with Adam. They're from Colorado. Check them out. The No Mas album from DC, which is awesome, punky grindcore. Escuela Grind, another band that I think stole the show in Vegas. Analepsy, that new Analepsy is great. Hardcore wise, Prowl from Montreal. Check them out.
Good stuff.
I really like the Regulate album. A lot of people don't. End It from Baltimore showed up on a lot of people's lists. That was really good. Jillian Carter, if you like Screamo, if you like Finch and Glassjaw and the old Screamo, what would you call OG Screamo, Tim? Like
Page 99.
Yes, that stuff. Yes, that stuff. Check out Jillian Carter. They're really, really good.
Yeah, it's not Atreyu.
No, God. I'm not going to talk about Time Wave Zero, but I am going to talk about Time Wave Zero.
No, you know what? Like, you get made fun of a lot for that, but I understand why you like that record.
Yeah, that's a perfect background John Carpenter 80s synth masterpiece.
Here's my problem with it, though. I don't like instrumental music. If that had vocals in it that were really drony and like really like in the background, but like in there at least, I probably would like that. But it's too. Oh,
it's not your thing.
Yeah, I just can't get into. It was fun to break your balls. It's just funny, but like
everybody and their mother broke my balls with that one. Totally not metal, not anything. Jazz. The band from, I think they're from Slovakia, called Scalpel with a K.
Oh,
check them out.
That? Okay.
Yeah, I love it. Imperial Triumphant, which is White Ward, but a little scronky and jazzier.
Yeah.
Chelsea Grin put out an album that's really good.
What is that called again?
I forget what it's called. Chelsea Grin?
I listened to the Chelsea Grin record, and it's a little generic to me, honestly.
Well, not for nothing, Tim. Some of that deathcore does get really generic. I mean, there was 1 or 2 songs which actually sounded like I think it's Wildhirte or Humanity's Last Breath. It's called Suffer in Hell. Is the new album.
That's right.
Not too bad. I'm going to shout out to local guys, which I love. This was another band that almost made my near misses, Simulacra. They're ridiculously heavy, and I really enjoy it. Age of Apocalypse, which is Life of Agony Worship. Australia, Live, Conform, Die. That's up there with like Banks Arcade and some of that new revival type stuff, which is kind of goofy, but kind of interesting, like really enjoyable. I would love to get them on the show.
We should have did a songs of the year thing, because that one of the Banks Arcade songs is on my songs of the year.
We should. Note to next year. Rounding out Ethan, both his stuff. Primitive Man and Vermin Womb put out albums this year that was great. Phobophilic from the Dakotas, fantastic. And my last pick of this year, Mortuous. Mortuous is great. Okay. Mortuous and I had Eminem back to back. Mortuous and Mutilatron. Good stuff.
Yeah, the Mutilatron record's pretty cool.
So what are you looking forward to next year, Tim? What's some of the stuff? I know we don't know what's coming out, but what's some of the stuff you're looking forward to?
My number 1 record for next year, it's going to be in my top 10 already. I already know it. The new Cattle Decapitation is going to be in my top 10. Let's just go for it now. Best death metal band ever.
I can tell
I
you the new Fetus is going to be in my top 10.
The new Fetuses, I'm looking forward to. New Obituary, I'm looking to. I'm hoping. I don't think this is going to happen, but maybe Deftones will put out a record. But I think they're every 4 to 5 as they go. They're usually 4 to 5.
New Chamber.
Yeah, I heard that's very good.
I know they just posted the Instagram Signs of the Swarm, just finished their new album. I hope that comes out next year because I fucking love that band.
I'm gonna make a bet here. Not a bet, but I'm gonna make a thing here. I think Pantera is gonna put out like 1 or 2 songs.
You think?
I think they're gonna put out a song and it's gonna be like a here's to Vinny and Paul thing, but I think they're gonna record like 1 song out of nowhere. You're just gonna get 1 fucking song, and it's gonna be the lineup that's live. And I'll tell you what, the lineup that's live right now, I seen a Becoming video from Chili last night. It is fucking spot on.
Oh, they aside from Zach's Charlie Benanti nails it. Zach nails it, and they have what's his name? Derek from Cattle Decap is playing bass, right?
Is he?
The ex-bassist from Cattle Decap who plays in Scour is playing bass because Rex had COVID. He's not coming back to the band, I think, until next year.
No, he's coming back.
2023. Yeah,
he's coming back. But yeah, he had like a really bad fever or something.
Yeah,
but yeah. Oh, that's the dude from Cattle Decap?
Yep, the Derek Eggerman, the real tall dude. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the dude from Phil Anselmo's other band, the Illegals.
No, that's the guy from he played with Phil in Scour, which is Mark Kloppel from Misery Index. And
Scour is really good.
Jarvis, yeah. Yo, that was a band that we didn't even talk about tonight. Adam Jarvis did some death metal band with the guy from Ulthar, which is fucking amazing.
What's it called?
Xenospheric something. Hold on.
The new Ulthar record is really good. I just didn't get really
talk
time
about
to listen
dropping
to it.
that out of fucking nowhere. Is it good? I haven't listened to it yet.
I listened to like 4 songs of it, and I was like, yo, this is really fucking good. And I just didn't have time.
The new, what am I talking about here? It's in my wish list. Human corpse abuse. Xenoviscerum. Yeah, it's a Caligari Records. It's fucking insane.
I'm gonna Google upcoming records for 2023.
Your Spirit Dies put out that EP, which is really good.
I didn't really care for it.
Peeling Flesh. I love Peeling Flesh. Promise Breaker put out 2 EPs this year. Philly's own, local Philly guys. They were good.
Yeah, you like them. I don't really care for them.
What did you think about Chained to the Bottom of the Ocean?
I can't really get into them.
Really?
Yeah. I love the name though.
How about A Morning Star?
Yeah, that stuff's pretty good. The one song with Serration, yeah, it's good.
A shout out to my boy Big Chocolate, and he's not my boy because he doesn't know me from a hole in the wall. He did an album this year called Dubstep for Moms, which is really, really fun and enjoyable. It's got to be like 70 minutes, and he describes it as, here you go. Do you know dubstep? Sometimes it can be a bit over the top, too loud, too random, and too aggressive, right? Well, this is dubstep for moms. It's easy to listen to, accessible, repetitive, sexy, and super easy to move to. Yeah, so shout out to Cameron Argon. He's the guy from behind Big Chocolate, Disfiguring the Goddess, which is the one t-shirt I gave Tim, and he goes, yo, what the fuck is this?
Somebody bought that on Depop, actually.
How much you make off that? Did you make money?
Like $5.
Dead to Fall put out a couple songs this year, which was really good.
I fucking love them songs.
Counterparts. What did you think of the new Counterparts album?
I don't want to be a dick, but
not your thing. Just say not your thing.
I don't get the hype.
Not your thing. Not your thing. It's fine. What else do we got here? Well, to me, it's dehumanizing Ida Train worship and banned from China, which is kind of insane. Did Bather do something this year? No.
Nope. I love Bather though. I have a list of records that are coming out in 2023. You ready?
What do you got? Yeah.
Obituary. Dying of Everything. Looking forward to that. Catatonia with Sky Void of Stars. Definitely looking forward to that. I love that band.
Before
February,
you
All Out War.
Before you go that, What did you think of Tribal Gaze?
Oh, dude, yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I mean, it's basically the same stuff you always get with all them Texas bands, but yeah, it's good.
And you know what else we need to talk about? Life's Question,
Oh yeah, dude,
which is a pretty damn good hardcore band.
another good hardcore band that has very, very good riffs. To me, they're like an inclination band where they, I mean, not the
Yes.
same like band, but they have them riffing that riffs that I really like.
Yes. But I'm
It's
sorry,
hard
I
to
cut you off.
explain. No,
Continue.
you're fine. February, All Out War with Celestial Rot. I'm looking forward to
Looking
that.
forward to that. It's going to be really dark and black. Yep.
In Flames with Foregone. I think
Yeah.
that's going to be a return to form. I think that you know, the Halo effect comes out and everyone goes, "Oh, this is, you know, Jester Race and Colony, and I wish this is what they sounded like." And I think they kind of, you know, in interviews, the guitar player is kind of like, "No, we're not going for that." Yes, you are.
Yep.
You fucking know you are. Stop the nonsense. Dope's putting out Blood Money Part 0. We're getting a new Godsmack record. Oh yeah.
Yay.
We're getting a new Insomnium record. I love that band. Enslaved, we're getting. New Suicide Silence.
Tim, this list is not getting better. It's getting worse.
I know, right? New Rotten Sound, Apocalypse comes out.
Yo, I can't wait for that. They are the loudest fucking band I've ever seen live. My God, they're so heavy.
That's the band with the goat, right?
No, that's Wormrot.
That's right. Yo,
Rotten
that
Sound
shit is amazing.
Rotten
dude.
Sound is wild because it's these 4 guys from, I think they're from Sweden. They got to be from Sweden. And they're like, in between songs, he's like, "Hey, we are Rotten Sound from Scandinavia. We are so glad to be in the States." And then he just fucking starts howling. Dude, Dan and I saw them with Cleary. And it was at the Johnny Brent. It was at the Barbary.
Oh, wow.
And my leg hair through my jeans was vibrating. That's how loud they were. It was unfucking real. Unreal.
I played the Barbary like a
Really?
million times. And I know how loud it gets in there.
Dude, it was fucking unreal. You know, we didn't talk about, shout out to Sean from New Metal Reddit. Money did their EP this year.
The one he told us about or a new one?
No, they did that EP that they told us about. We actually we did a reaction video.
Oh, yeah, that's good. You know, I'm really looking forward to the new Narrowhead.
Yeah, I think that's really going to be a step up.
The single they put out this year was probably one of the most listened to songs of my my life. You know what? Let's do this. Why don't I have an idea here. I don't know if we should talk about it, but I think we could probably do another short little bonus episode really quick if we just went through our fucking last FMs real quick. We could probably do another 20-minute bonus real quick.
All right, yeah.
All right, let's do that. And
So you
then
want to wrap this one up?
Yeah, let's wrap this up. Yeah, this was super fun. I'm so glad it's fucking over.
So you don't have to stress about moving shit around. So everybody, check out the bands that were on the show. Check it. I mean, even if you're remotely interested, we're not going to do a playlist.
Hold on. Here you go. I'm fucking done.
No more.
It's over.
Tim has ripped up his list. He is officially done. So check out the bands that we talked about. Even if you're not even remotely interested, check the band name, grab it on Spotify, grab it on Bandcamp, check it out, listen to it. You might find something you really like that you never know. I mean, half the shit you heard the conversation between Tim and I, half the shit that he suggested I never heard of, and vice versa. And we both came out with some really great stuff. So find us on Instagram and Twitter at newbreed_podcast. Find us on our Facebook group, newbreedpodcast@gmail.com. Email us and tell us we suck. We love those reactions. We have a YouTube channel. We're up and running. We're doing reaction vids every Friday. Check this out. And last but not least, you can always find us lurking in r/new metal over on Reddit. So once again, I want to thank all of you for tuning in to listen. And until next time, this is the New Breed Podcast saying cheers.